Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't guessed it by now, it's door time. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video to come up, and so have I. We still haven't got the glass, but we can still build the bottom end of the door, which is going to be interesting for everybody. So I'd like to say thank you for all the comments everybody's leaving. You're all really cool people out there. Love you all. So further ado, let's get making these doors. Now with the door, and this door skin, as you can see, does not fit whatsoever. It is absolutely terrible. I don't know what this mold was off, but it don't fit. So we're gonna have to actually scrap this door, and well, that's the door for outer skin. We're gonna scrap that, and we're gonna build the whole door from scratch. Seems a bit daunting, but when you break it down and you have a look at it, it's not that hard actually. It's pretty quite simple. So I got quite a few photographs of an original countach door, which I can't see how this was taken off one of them. I don't know what mold that is out of, but the mold is way too small and is way off. So what I'll end up doing is cutting this whole entire top bit off. We'll keep the bottom skin as it is, and then we're going to build this here all out of metal, and the bit that skin there fits on is all metal, exactly like the original one. So let's get to it. You can see this would be the inner part of the door, and then this is your lock, and the lock would be in there like so. And I don't like this bit of fiberglass in the door, so we're gonna have to make all that in steel, and that's what we're gonna start off with. We're gonna make the bit around the lock first, then this bit coming down here, and then so on and so on, and we'll build him up. So we've got measurements, well, sort of measurements we can go off, and we got that picture, which is a great help, we can go off as well. And we're just going to start cutting some metal, bending some metal, and see if we can just make this little box by here for the lock to sit in, and we'll go from there. So let's go to the bender and bend some metal. Right, so we got to measure from the inside of the door where the lip is going to be, and this outer bit, which is going to be 125 millimeters, and then to the top, to the very top, and out to where it's going to be a lip for this box to sit in, it's going to be 175. So we'll take those measurements over to our sheet steel, and we'll cut a big square plate out of those measurements, and then we'll go from there. See the markings on there at all? So we got our 112 wide by 175 long. So there's that. We'll cut this out now. Then we head to the bender. Simple bend, 90 bend on this one, measured 125 millimeters across. We just shove him in our bender, line him up. Make sure we got it all lined up tight, because we don't want to bend it in the wrong place. That's it. Simple as that. Lovely job. We've bent this, I can explain the bend a bit more. That's going to be under there like that, for that to bolt onto. So all we got to do now is that mounts in there. We got to cut that funny shape out of there for that to sit down on there. We're going to draw around this like so. So we got a reference. I don't know if you can see the pen mag on here. So now we can take measurements off the top of here to each point, and we know exactly where we can cut out. We've taken some measurements now. I don't know if you can see that box inside there. It's got to be cut out, and I also did it on the reverse, because that's how it's going to be sat inside. I don't know if you can see the outline there. We got the curved edge there, like we got the curved edge there. And then all we're going to do now is just cut that out, and then we should have a nice hole for that to sit in. So we'll cut a bit with a grinder first, and then we'll get the corners out with obviously this hacksaw blade. It's going to be fun to try and get this out of here. Just going to bend it, wiggle it back and forward till it falls out, and then we go back in there and tidy it all up in. There we are. Tidy that up with a grinder now. And there we have it. Sits on there. Lovely little window. It's quite nice, that. While we have it in there, loose, I thought we'd just it's lovely, that. It's bloody lovely. Lovely jubbly. Right, okay. We got to build the sides. I got to cut this. I might even use this as a template, because that's got to be cut. And that's our next project. And might stick some holes in here, put some temporary fasteners in there. That's lovely, that. Even the gap in here is nice. I really do like that. Some holes marked. We're going to punch these holes now, and then we'll drill them out. So we can hold that block in place. Simple. Bloody lovely. Okay, let's drill them out. Okay, here's where it starts getting interesting. We now got to take this profile here and transfer it over to the plate. So we're going to have to take some measurements from the bottom to the top of here, same like we did with that, and just transfer it onto the plate. We've drawn out the shape of what the door looks like, and I'm going to cut just above that, so we got something to play with, because it's quite close to that. On the real car is quite close to that as well. So I might come what's that, off the actual line. I'll come about 5 mil above that line, and we'll cut them out. Pretty good, that shape. So what we got to do now, we got to build a lip that comes over, covers all that. So we will do that next, but it's coming out pretty good. 25mm strip, and all I'm doing now is just following the contour of this and slowly bending it, as you can see. Nothing to it really, all simple stuff. I'll keep doing all this until I get all the way down to there, and then we'll weld them on. Like, there's our bit all welded up. We'll let it cool now, and then we'll grind it down to make it look nice. So there we have that bit. It's all on there, looking nice. It's coming along. It's getting there. It's looking quite good actually. So that's that. Now we got on the photograph says there's a flat plate for here, so we'll make that bit next. And we just keep plodding on little bit by little bit. This is pretty much where we are so far with it, and it fits nicely on there. And now we got to build a plate, mark a plate out now of the shape of that. So this kind of shape here I got to make a plate of this shape, and then we'll cut that out of metal now, and then we can tack it to that piece. So actually this piece is going to actually come in handy, because we are then going to put that down on there and basically draw around it and cut it out, and we can have a see how what it looks like after that. Piece drawn out, and all we got to do now, cut them out. Okay, this is going to be the inner part of the door, so it's coming together rather nice. We're going to build a border around here now, so we'll cut some more plate and we'll do that bit. Okay, now with this back bit done, we got to do the same with the front. So we're going to take this inner piece fiberglass bit, and we're going to stick it on some steel, trace around this bit and cut it out. So that's our next bit. Cut out, and what we're going to do now is going to put our 15mm border, weld that all the way around the one edge. That's next. Nicely tacked on here now. I'm going to keep going until it's all done, and then we finish that bit. Okay, so we got the front and the rear and the middle all tacked up now. So what we're going to have to do now is build the frame that this all goes on to. So I'm going to do some measurements and then cut some steel and weld them in. Right, on one of my pictures you see the hole there for the strut to go through, and this triangle bit of glass, the bottom of that comes to the top of that circle, and I've drawn one out there. So basically I know the thing of that is 425mm, right? So what we do is we get this 425, okay, that will be the window, and then from there it is 310. So from the top to the bottom is 301. That's where we get our top, and then I just guesstimated the rest of that, and I used a bit of black tape to draw around, and that's what I'm going to cut out now. So I'm pretty sure that is exactly where the door strut's got to go, and we can always make that bit bigger if we have to at the end of the day, but for now that looks pretty good to me, so we're going to cut that out. Off those measurements I said, it gives us the top, roughly gives us the bottom. From that we can work out pretty much where everything else goes in that picture. This bar going across, the two bars coming down for strength, that's where I'll cut next and we shall weld in. This is some 19mm box. This is I couldn't get the actual exactly the same as the countach got, I just couldn't get hold of it. This will do. So that now welds on there, and then we have two struts that come down. So it's coming along quite nice actually. It's now starting to take shape. So we'll cut those two other struts and then we'll go from there. It's come out looking really good so far. So we've got the gap there for when the door skin goes on. That's what that lip all the way around there is for. Still got to get this box made up for the hinge, and then we got a top bit to go on. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. So I will have to do some more look checks, and we'll go from there, because I still haven't had the glass yet, so I can't make the top part. That's pretty much all we can do basically, apart from the box on where the hinge goes for now, and then we might do the other side, get that ready for when the glass and the window channel comes, so we can build that. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with today. That's come out really good.